You ever have one of those days where you accidentally plug your ultrasound cord to your laptop and it fits, but it doesn't fit perfectly, and you think your laptop is charging, and then 20 minutes before you go live, you realize you have no power because you plugged in your ultrasound plug? Me neither. No, but legit, that was terrible. Anyway, guys, super excited for this one. We got Mandie from Next Morph. Sal's in the house with us too. House of Gaia. Going to be real fun, and it's going to be interesting. I got a bottle of sake with me. I mean, it's still chilling, so gonna start off with some bourbon, and that's expensive. I'm not shooting that. Anyway, guys, you know what time it is. What's going on?
Hey there.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, I didn't get a chance to tell you guys what I did before we went live. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Dude, so the cord, like the ends of the cords are like the exact same size, but I guess the hole for the ultrasound one's a little bit bigger, so it fit into the socket and it seemed snug, but it wasn't charging, so like it was close, but it wasn't exact. So Mandie's texting me and she's like, hey, I'm ready. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I come in here and I try to turn my laptop on and I was like, what the fuck? And I'm freaking out thinking like my laptop's shit and it's brand new. So I was losing my mind for a second, and then I realized my cord to my laptop was sitting on the floor and I plugged in the cord to my ultrasound. So yeah, that was an interesting yeah, that was an interesting start to this, but luckily I got it sorted pretty quickly. But yeah, anyway, Sal, you've been on a couple of these before, so Mandie, is there anything you would like to say to introduce yourself before we get started, or anything like that?
I'm Mandie, and I own Next Morph Reptiles. I've been breeding about 11 years, but I started pretty slow, so I'm just kind of getting into things more heavily now.
I mean, you're being very very modest there, but that's okay. We'll get into it. She's making some of the craziest stuff in Canada right now, and she's like, oh yeah,
yeah.
Anyway, you know what, we're just gonna hop right into it, but before any of that, you guys see the ticker. We don't have a drink sponsor for tonight, so I decided to use the ticker for something a little bit different. We're going to be announcing our 10K giveaway for our Instagram at 8:30 tonight. The prize pack is pretty crazy. It started off pretty cool, and it just kept getting better and better. and there actually might even be more than I listed. I think I forgot a couple things. So, yeah, even I want to enter, and I'm the one giving it away. So, yeah, guys, stay tuned. That'll be at 8:30, or if for some reason we wrap up before that, that'll be before we wrap, obviously. I'm not going to turn it off and then come back on live at 8:30. That'd be silly. But anyway, man, we have a pretty full house, already 21 people.
Holy nice.
All right. Well, you know what? We're just going to hop right into it. So I'm going to throw some questions up. They're going to be directed at Mandie, but because we haven't actually had Sal on a Friday Night Live yet, and this is technically his first Friday Night Live, even though it's not his first time on the channel, we're going to let them both answer. This will be real fun. It'll be very different answers to a bunch of these too, which is really, really cool. So, oh yeah, that is a new backdrop. I like that, Sal. Is that just superimposed?
No, this is our headboard actually. Funny enough.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if it was like one of those like fake backdrops or what.
No, I was
perfect.
Like, this is a way better backdrop. So yeah, it worked out nice.
All right, so well, Mandie was introducing herself. She already kind of touched on how long she's been doing this, so we're just going to skip right over that question. So, where did my questions go? Oh, don't do this to me today.
No.
There we go. Oh, it goes right over Sal's face. That's interesting.
That's okay.
Let's see. Hold on.
It's good.
That's a little better. I'll put the ticker back up later. All right. So you said you've been doing this for about 11 years?
Yeah, that's right.
What made you realize you wanted to do this 11 years ago, or before that, whenever you decided to actually, start collecting?
Well, I first got a reptile while I was in university, mostly because that's all I could have where I was. And then after I got that, I started showing up at some of the Alberta Reptile and Amphibian Society meetings and stuff. And then I got really into that. And then all those people were breeders. So it kind of just flowed naturally after that.
That's awesome. What about you, Sal?
Yeah, no, for me, it was somewhat similar. I had always really liked reptiles, but like my mom is terrified. Pretty much my whole family is terrified of reptiles, short of me and my brother. And it took me a while to convince her, but I finally convinced her to get a bearded dragon. And from that bearded dragon, it just kind of snowballed from there. I just started getting more interested into different reptiles. And as I moved out, I got my first snake, and it just snowballed, like I said.
It's funny that you say that, because I was in the same boat at my place, but I just started bringing them home.
Yeah.
Then my mom was too terrified of them to take them out herself, so she was kind of SOL.
That's the best way to do it, man. You're like, well, if you're terrified, what are you going to do about it? Like, you can yell all you want, but they're still there. Here, take it.
Exactly. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Now we're just gonna skip right over to the next question, because usually after that it's how long you've been doing it. And anyway, how many clutches are you expecting this year, Mandie?
I have had 40 ovulations so far. I'm expecting maybe about 50 or all the way up to 60 maybe clutches.
So that's a pretty substantial size. So one of the reasons I wanted to have you on is you obviously have a lot of experience. You say you started slow and started small, whatever. But truth be told, you've been doing this a long time, and you're actually you're at a pretty sizable production at this point, right?
Yeah.
So first follow-up question before I ask Sal, because I already kind of know Sal's answer. I've already asked him this before.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Is this par for the course for you, or is this more than you've had previous years?
Yes, it's a lot more than I've had previous years. So I've been working towards it, but last year was just a completely terrible year. And so the year before that was all right, but the last 2 years could have really been better than they were. And then last year, part of the reason why I think it's going so well this year is last year nothing went. So all my girls ate like crazy, and they're all monsters, giant, and ready for this year.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, because our last year was a little we still did really well, but our last year was bogged down by the fact that all of our big girls, all the girls that we really were hoping would go, huge ivories, pie, like just a bunch of our bigger girls that would usually give us our bigger clutches, all of them just decided no. So the only girls that went were like first year girls and like smaller girls. So all of our clutches, I think we had one double digit clutch, and everything else was like 3 eggs, 5 eggs, maybe 6 eggs. So even the clutches we did get, we didn't get a lot of variation on them because we didn't have a whole lot of spread to begin with. But this year, like our first 3 out of 4 clutches were all like 8, 9 eggs. Like so, it's kind of crazy how which animals in your collection go can completely dictate your year.
Yeah, for sure.
And you saying that most of yours didn't go last year. What was your expectation for last year? Like, had everything gone ideally, what was your like hope in terms of clutches for 2020?
Probably like about 40, and instead I had about 8.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's significantly less.
Yeah, just a little. It was pretty much just a complete bogus year. It was a write-off.
Oh, June's in the house. This fucking guy.
June.
I don't even know why I post his comments.
Yeah.
Screw that guy. What about you, Sal? What do you I know you're sitting at clutch number 2?
Yeah, 2 right now, and then another one should be dropping next week, hopefully at some time. But I think right now it's looking probably like, I'm guessing 10.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, I have 5 for sure, and then 5 are on their way growing follicles, so we'll see. So yeah, which is funny because we talked about this earlier and you totally called it. You were like, because I was saying,
oh man, Mandy, it was funny. The first time was it the first time I had you on one of my shows, or was it a different time?
No, I think it was. I think it was the one. I think we did with Kathleen. I think it was the first one we were on together. Maybe?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. That's the one it was. We were talking about it, and Sal was telling me, he's like, oh, I'm going to aim for this. He's like, and I'll probably get less. And I was like, dude, just so you know, because this is your first year and you're probably not as prepared for it as you think. I was like, if you're planning for like 10, 12 clutches, you're probably going to get 10, 12 clutches and be completely overwhelmed.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure I jinxed him. And I mean, it's probably going to turn out in the best way possible.
Yeah.
But you're going to need some hatchling space real quick if your clutches keep coming out those sizes, man.
I know. That's another thing, too, that I wasn't... Because in my head, I'm just always anticipating, like, okay, 6 is, like, kind of what you hear is, like, the general. So I'm like, okay...
4, 5, 6 is a good size. Like, okay,
exactly.
Yep.
It's like maybe one will have 3, one will have, like, 4, or who knows? Maybe I'll slug out on one, who knows? And, yeah, so far it's been 8 for the first one, 7 for the second one, and... I mean, I'm happy. Don't get me wrong; like it's awesome. But yeah, it is. Once I get past 5 or 6 clutches, I'll start feeling that like, holy crap, man, that's a lot of extra mouths to feed.
It's just like the feeding is one thing, but then when it comes to like cleaning bins and just how often the babies like go to the washroom and stuff, like I always start my babies on paper towel, and if I feel like every day I open the bin and there's pee, and I'm just like,
yep,
are you fucking kidding me? And then times that by like 80 babies.
Oh my god, dude!
Can I just have one day? Just one.
Yeah, just one.
So I've started after they take their second meal. I'm switching them to cocoa. What I was doing before is I was waiting till they hit their second shed. But fuck that.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, we're gonna flip over to one more question, and this is one of my new questions. There's 2 new questions that I have in our repertoire this week. So Mandy and Sal both get to sort of test drive these for everybody here. But what was your first big disappointment or letdown, or like something you got really, really excited for that just either, just didn't pan out, or something that just completely crushed you? The reason I ask is because I feel like lately I've been hearing a lot of, I don't want to say horror stories. It's a bad way to say it, but I've been hearing a lot of unfortunate stories of people that are just starting out, people losing their first, second clutches, Partho clutches that are crawling out and dying. Like, there's a lot of that, and I think people need a little bit of encouragement. They need a little bit of I don't know why words are escaping me so much today, but they need to be able to relate. You know what I mean? Like we've all been there. Maybe Sal hasn't because he just fucking crushed his first 2 clutches.
Just wait.
But I think it's really important to talk about not only the great successes we've had, but also the failures. And that's basically what this question's for. So it doesn't have to be something monumental. You don't have to be like, oh, I lost like 20 snakes one year because my system overheated. Like, it can be anything.
I think for me, I think my biggest disappointment earlier on was I had this male. Actually, Sal has him now. He's a firefly leopard calico. Oh. I had bought him like right when leopards were still pretty new, pretty cool. And he didn't breed for me for like 3 years. And when he finally bred, I had a lot of cool clutches that year, but I also had some sort of incubator mishap. And I had a few clutches that had some kinked babies in them from him. So it was like hitting the babies you'd waited for forever, and then they're kinked.
And that's so tough.
Gut-wrenching.
It happens, right? And especially back when a gene's newer, like it's a lot of people don't like to talk about this, but it's not necessarily cheap. Like an animal like that, you get very, very excited for, and you really want it to, breed for you. And especially if it doesn't breed for you the first year you try, you're like, okay, well, for sure next year. And then after that second year, you're just like what the fuck?
Yeah.
So that's a lot of patience only to end up hitting a bunch of kink babies. So that's a great example. Like shit like that happens to everybody. Where I know Sal has a story because I think I've heard what he's going to say, but go for it, Sal.
Yeah. So my current collection isn't the first collection I've had. So I've had a collection in the past. I started back in like the 2011 or so, roughly, something like that. But the first year I had a clutch was actually back in 2014. And it was to go for lightning pied. So I had a pied het MJ Xanthic to what I believe was a double het anyways at the time. I mean, it may have not been. But in any case, it was my only and first clutch. And unfortunately, it went bad in the incubator. And I feel like I don't think it was my fault, unfortunately, but it did go bad. And it was very discouraging to me. Like because it took me 3 years. And most of the snakes I had in my initial collection, like I had raised from either hatchling size or a bit bigger, like kind of grow out size. But so to grow out that male, that took me 2 years to grow out because he wouldn't breed for the first, I think he was like 700 grams after his first year or whatever, but he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So I got him to the next season. So he was 2 years old when he finally was breeding. And then I finally got the clutch. I was so stoked. And I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks into incubation and it went bad.
And what year was this?
That was, I believe it was 2014.
Okay, so let's put this into a little bit of reference for anybody watching or listening. Right now, lightning pieds still go for over $2,000. Right now, like bottom of the barrel pricing too. Like if you find one for $2,000, you're pretty lucky. So to go back 7 years and have a chance at hitting one of those animals was just insanity. And my story is very similar. My first clutch ever was actually 2008, 2009, I want to say. I had the only Woma fly in the world at that point. My buddy had bought it, and then I ended up basically giving him half of what he paid for it, and we were splitting the animal because he was a little bit hard up for cash. And I put it to this big pastel female I had, because back then having like visual recessives meant you were rich.
Yeah.
So, so I put it to this big pastel female I had. I got like 9 eggs, and this is back when nobody wanted to help anybody. So all this information that I had from people was all just crap. The egg boxes I was using was crap. I was using a crap incubator. Like, just, it was basically just a recipe for disaster from the start. Somehow the eggs went to term. In this clutch, I hit 3 super Woma flies, which at the time would have been like $5,000 a piece.
Jeez, man.
Everything died after it crawled out of the egg, except for one pastel. That made it about a month, and then it seized and died too.
Oh.
Oh, man.
And the dollar value, honestly, I didn't even care about it. The fact that I just lost those animals, like, I'm positive that was the start of me getting out. Because I was in for another, like, 2 years after that, but, like, after that happened, I was just...
Yeah.
And I wish at the time I had the support that's in the community right now. Because then at least I could have told myself, like, hey, you know, you have bad info. You'll just do it better next time. But at the time I was thinking, okay, I had all this information. I still fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I just can't do this.
Yeah.
So it's fucking tough.
It is, man. That's so brutal. And especially, like, when you're earlier in it too, it's so discouraging. Like, it's just sorry because then you think you fucked up and you did something wrong when in fact you were just kind of led in the wrong direction. Or oh man.
Well, and the other thing is too, like, if you didn't buy proven breeder animals, chances are you were growing those animals up for a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is, right?
Yep.
So, like, that, to invest all the time, the money doesn't even matter. Like, you're so invested in just having babies, and, like,
yeah,
it's crazy. So, like, I think because of that, even now when a baby crawls out of an egg, I'm like, fuck yeah, made it. Like,
yep,
yes. And people are like, okay, they're snakes. I'm like, don't give a fuck. It could be a normal. Like, it fucking hatched.
yes, yeah.
I'm the same way with eggs because I had 1 year where I had tons and tons of duds. It was just duds after duds.
Oh no.
So every time a female lays and they're good eggs, I'm just like, yes, good eggs, yes.
I feel like I have this anxiety of like females slugging out too. So anytime I like open a bin and you see that nice white and you're like,
yes. I know.
Oh man, I feel
agree.
that so hard. That's so funny.
Seriously. I don't know if that's why, like, I'm just so anxious now. It's so funny because I've been waiting so long to get the eggs, and now that they're in the incubator, I think this is like where my anxiety is taking over now, because that's where I like lost it the last time, was in the incubator. So now I'm just like, and I'm sure everyone is always staring at their incubators, but I just feel like I'm doing it extra because I'm like, oh my god,
dude, I'm not even looking at the camera. I'm looking at my incubator.
Yes. Like, I swear, man, I'm just like so concentrated on. I'm like, I can't let anything happen to you guys. Like,
Alrighty, we're gonna flip over. This is to both of you again, but Mandie, what's the origin of your business name?
I think it's pretty straightforward.
I mean, it is,
like...
but there might be a story behind it. I don't know.
Nope, not really. Not really.
Nope.
It's just like the next morph that you're always going for. You're always shooting for the next.
Hey, not every name has to be super complicated. I mean, mine's pretty fucking straightforward too. Like, it's not, there's no hidden meaning there. So, what about you, Sal?
I always butcher it because my wife Amy ended up like figuring out our logo and our name. But basically, Gaia was a Greek goddess. So I will let anyone, you can go and search it up. Just type in Gaia meaning and you can find it. I will butcher it if I try it. So, but she's
the goddess of all life or something like that, yes. Right?
And then her son was Ophion, and I think his name directly translates to snake or serpent, I believe. Something like that. Amy will probably fix it up in the comments for me because, yeah, I'm terrible at remembering.
Oh, I think Amy left a long time ago. She was like,
probably.
fuck, I listen to Sal all day, every day. I can't do this no more.
Yeah, she literally just put, oh my god, you're so annoying.
I saw that. That's so funny. I'm amazed she's still here, but...
She's here for you guys, not for me.
She has the bottom of her screen blocked.
Yeah, there's like a piece of tape over.
She was hoping I would keep the ticker.
Yeah. You have 2 tickers somehow. Just there we go.
That's really funny. All right. I know this is a very, very question because I know there's a lot that you have going on over there. The whole reason that I actually found you is because Sal was posting basically the male version of the females I hatched this year with the DG stuff, the pewter DG stuff. But like, what all are you working with, and what are you working towards?
I'm working the most, like my focus this year is kind of on Desert Ghost. I'm loving Desert Ghost. And so I have a chocolate and she Desert Ghost male I've been using a lot. And I've been trying to work the Desert Ghost clown clutch a bit, get myself set up. And I'm trying to do Desert Ghost pied. I had a whole clutch die in the incubator this year of that, so that sucked. But I have more coming, so that should be good.
Are you just making double hets now, or like do you have shots of like visual stuff?
Right now, I'm still making double hets. I have some double hets that will breed next year. Females that have grown up.
That's awesome.
But right now, just making more double hets.
And you're pretty heavy into clown stuff too, right? Like just on its own.
Yeah, I have quite a bit of clown and pied. Those are the only 3 recessives I'm working with.
Oh wow, that's a real good way to keep yourself real focused though. Like there's nothing wrong with that. I think we have too much. every time we're like no more, all of a sudden something else pops up on our rack.
I don't really have the space for like to really get into another recessive. So yeah, I'm just trying to work those mostly.
This is for anybody that doesn't understand. This is from Sal's wife talking about him not understanding their name. That is amazing.
I wanted to make it House of Snakes, but no, I'm just joking.
That would be so much more straightforward. Like, come on.
Exactly.
What about you, Sal? What are you working towards?
I mean, my favorite is going to be pied as number 1. But like pretty much anything pied. I like anything pied. It doesn't matter if it's bright or dark. I like both sides of it. But I am going to be aiming towards like in the future. Obviously, my collection isn't as diverse as either of yours, but I want to start working towards Desert Ghost pied for sure, as well as clown pied, and then obviously in the future start kind of combining those together.
Well, it's a good thing I'm going to have a bunch of Desert Ghost pied stuff this year, right?
Yeah.
Well, hats and visual hats. So
yes, but will you let go any females?
Yeah. It depends how many come out of that ivory clutch.
Yeah, see that? I'd be interested. Plus, you have a lot of the clown pied stuff coming up too.
Oh my god, man, that's all next year. But I'm so excited. That mail I got yesterday already took a meal for me.
Really?
He ate when I had a leftover rat and it was a little big for him, and I was like, I kind of want to see if he'll take it. Didn't even hesitate. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
I'm stoked.
Holy crap, dude. Yeah, no, like I said, probably Desert Ghost pied and clown pied stuff is going to be kind of the future. And at the moment, because I got into it, I feel like I already did that portion of getting into the hobby where I got like really young snakes from hatchling size to adult size. And, I did that kind of work already. So when I came back into it, I just kind of wanted to jump in with some bigger animals and get going kind of where I left off. So this year was just about building up and, making some hets and some kind of cool codom combos for the future and hopefully plug away some recessive stuff later on.
Nice.
Something just made a fucking noise. God damn. That was gross.
That kind of a noise.
Yeah. I'm really hoping that didn't pick up the microphone. All right, we got a question from Mr. Christopher Sexton. What drives you forward other than the next project? What are you trying to advance in your hobby/business? That's a good question.
That is a good question.
I'll start. I don't even want to say one of the things. Like, the main thing I love about this hobby, besides, seeing baby snakes crawl out of eggs and all that kind of crap. I don't even know what that means. Crap. Is meeting people. I've met more people like through this hobby and like because of this hobby than anything else I've ever done in my life. Like I'm the amount of people that I've just sold the odd snake to, and then they just become like really good friends of mine just because we end up talking about snakes for friggin' hours. It's crazy. Like a lot of my friends that I talk to daily, or at least more often than not, are because of this hobby. Corey Martin. I probably talk to Corey every single day. Like I wouldn't know Corey if it wasn't for breeding ball pythons. Like, I mean, we generally only talk about ball pythons, but still, it's still a good chunk of my day, right? Like,
yeah.
So it's not necessarily something I strive towards, but it's something I really appreciate about this, and it makes me want to stay in it, even during times when, maybe I'm not 100% motivated towards everything else.
Yeah, that's a good answer, man. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
Like I actually kind of feel that way too. Like even Mandie and I, we talk quite a bit now, and like I've known of her for a long time. Like even when I had my first collection, I knew of Mandie, and we talked before as well. But more recently, we talk like pretty much every day, and same with Nazar from Asthma Reptiles, man. I talk to both.
I need to talk to that dude. I always see him pop up in the lives and stuff like that, and I know you guys do yours, and I always mean to reach out to him, and I just always forget.
He's an awesome guy, man.
He seems like he's super knowledgeable, which is like, I love talking to people that are really knowledgeable in this hobby because I love feeling stupid. I love learning stuff. No, it's true though. Like I love when people make me feel stupid about something because it means it's something I don't know yet.
Yes. No, absolutely. That's why I like talking. It's like you two, for instance. Like that's why I learn something new all the time through both of you. So I completely agree.
What about you, Mandie?
I'd say for me, kind of like seeing what other people are doing and seeing their excitement, feeding off their excitement, and feeding into it, kind of.
Being able to be excited for somebody is actually a really cool feeling. So I definitely agree with you. Like having somebody that you're friends with, or maybe somebody that you helped out, send you a picture of like that first snake that they hatched, or like that goal animal that they hit, like being able to share that excitement with somebody else. And I'm the worst for this. When I fucking hatch an animal and I'm super stoked on it, I send the picture to everybody. I don't care if you fucking want to see it. I'm showing it to you anyway.
Look at it.
Yeah, because I get so excited. So when I see that from other people, when somebody like Corey, I'm only using her because I just used her as an example a second ago, sends me a picture of a snake she hatched, or that just shed, like I get so stoked. It's such a cool feeling. So I 100% agree with that.
Oof.
Got a question from Mr. Noah.
Other than boas or pythons?
Favorite type of snake other than boas or pythons?
Pine snakes. For me,
Ooh.
I like pine snakes.
I'm a boiga guy. I like the cat snakes.
There's other kinds of snakes. I'm just joking. I'm all about the boas and pythons, to be honest. I don't hate on other snakes in any way, but I like Mexican kings pretty much. I mean, milk snakes are pretty sweet.
I've been looking for a Mexican black king snake for a long time.
Yeah, they are pretty hard to find. I know.
Up here they are.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Canadian Mouse Man has some. I think he just hatched some eggs, or not hatched some eggs. I think one of his snakes just laid some eggs for some, but yeah, they're pretty dope.
Paul wants to know what Mandie's drinking.
Coffee. Coffee and water. I
hope
miss
not
my
together.
afternoon coffee.
Together.
No.
I mean, technically, I guess that's what coffee is, right? So, like, I was grossed out, and then I was brought back to reality. So. From Mr. Malcolm, what is the longest project that you have worked towards?
I'm not sure I've completed like a project that I'm working towards. I don't know if you ever do. Actually.
And that's probably the right answer, because every time, like, even if you hit that goal animal, you're like, but now what can I do?
What's next?
So I'm not sure how to answer that.
Yeah,
that's
and
my
you know
answer.
what? I probably couldn't answer that either, only because like every time I think we have a goal, something else comes along, and my goal actually like changes or shifts. Like I'll be like, oh, I want to do this with Pied, and it's like, but I could make this in a Pied Het Lab and then make the Dream School version in 2 years instead. And all of a sudden, everything just moves. So, what about you, Sal? I know you did like bows and stuff before too. So,
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I really haven't even got close to this point yet. But like my first litter of boas was really just, it was on accident, to be honest with you. The two after I had were not on accident, but I haven't really hit any project yet where like that was the end goal really. And again, I've only really, this is my first season technically, because my only other season the clutch didn't make it. So yeah, I feel like I haven't reached a goal animal yet, in my opinion.
I can give an answer, but this is going to be a like fingers crossed, knock on wood answer. We started working toward clown pies. The first year me and Nick got in this together back in 2018. We still haven't made one. Next year, we're going to make one because finally we just got sick of waiting and bought all the pieces. But we've been growing up double hets that we bought. We got a couple of clown het pied females now. We got the pied het clown that just came in. So ideally, next year will be the 4th year that we were working on the project, and if we hit one, that'll at least be that check mark for that. Now, because of kind of where we've come since then, we have 1,000 other plans for that. But that's a goal that's never really changed for us. We promised ourselves when we first started doing that project that we would not buy a clown pied until we make one. We refused. We just said, and I've had lots of opportunities, and there's been some I passed up that I felt dumb as hell for. But we promised ourselves and we agreed that we just would not buy one. And I feel like we might kick ourselves in the ass for that next year.
Hey, man, you never know. You could make some, but at the same time, you can make some crazy clown pie that
100%. But we can also miss on every single one of them, right? So it's going to be 50-50. So idealistically, 4 years. And that's from pairing a first pie to our first clown and making double hats and that entire clutch being male.
Oh, my God. Dude.
7 eggs, all males.
Oh my
I know all about that. I'm good at making males. males.
Oh, my God. That's
just brutal.
Dude,
so
brutal.
Holy. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Do we have any other questions that I missed? Mandie's answering questions in the comments before I even get to them.
Oops.
Okay, I know you already answered this in the comments, but you're going to answer it on here too.
I'm ahead of you.
Okay, so for anybody that's just listening, the question is from Everglade Exotics, Bridget. Mandie, did you change temps, locations, or feeder source from the year you had an increase in slugs?
And I said, no, I didn't. And I was pretty careful on my temperatures. Like I was checking them really regularly. It just seemed pretty random. But I did have people telling me, well, make sure you're not keeping your males too hot because you might be killing the sperm before they're even mating. I don't know if that's true, but I've been a bit more careful to not keep my males quite as hot.
So I've seen some evidence that if a male's kept over 92, and you have to be really careful because I noticed that there's a lot of people out there that rely very heavily on their thermostats and don't check their temps in their bins as often as they should or ever. The amount of people that don't ever do it kind of blows me away. And if you don't, I mean, I'm not knocking you. I'm just suggesting maybe do it. Because if you have your thermostat set at 89 and you have a rack that's 10 rows high, chances of that bottom bin being the same temp as that top bin, or even within 2 degrees of that top bin, not very likely. A lot of people will break these racks up into, 2 probes. I've even seen some people do 3 to 4 for a rack like this. I have my hatchling rack over here on, well, it goes up it's like 15 levels high, so it's on 3 different probes. Hey, I don't have a lot of space. I got to work with what I got, okay?
Like 20 levels high.
I got to use a really tall ladder. It's like right over here behind the bin or behind the rack. But if you're keeping males and you're keeping them at the top of a rack and you only have one probe and your probe's set at 89 in the middle of the rack, if that top 2-3 rows are sitting at 94, 95, there's a good chance your males aren't producing viable sperm, or at least decreased amounts. I've seen people have terrible, terrible years and then go back and realize that their bins are sitting at like 96, 97, 98 degrees.
Sheesh.
So you got to be careful. Like, it's not enough to kill them, but it's enough to fuck up your season real quick.
Right.
I purposefully keep my males in the bottom bins of my racks because I like them a little bit cooler.
Yeah.
See, I always keep my males right near my probe. Like, they're always right within like 1 or 2 rows from where the probe's at, because then I at least know that it's close. But yeah, you know what? Just keeping them on the bottom might be the easier.
That's what I've been doing too. I try to keep
the easier process there.
No, yours is still good too, man. That's smart.
Amy wants to know how you're liking your ARS rack, Mandie.
I like it. It's new, so I mean, I don't have a lot of experience with it yet, but so far I really like it. I like the size of the bins. I got the 5540, and I really like how deep the bins are.
So awesome.
Soon you guys will find out for yourselves.
Yes.
That's a weird comment. I gotta go. I got something that I forgot about. Alrighty. Hopefully people have a couple more questions they can drop. This has been great. But let's jump into the next one. What are your goals for the next 3 to 5 years? And I mean, they don't have to be concrete, because I know everybody's in 3 years. My plans are going to be completely different. But where do you hope to be in 3 to 5 years?
Well, I hope I've, made some Desert Ghost clowns and hopefully Desert Ghost pies, and maybe working towards then the triple.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's actually something we're working towards next year. We're going to put the leopard DG hep hide to one of our pastel clown hep hides, and hopefully make some visual double hats, and that'll be a fun project. I think a Desert Ghost clown pie is going to be absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, I agree.
What about you, Sal?
I feel like I'm in the same boat with the Desert Ghost clown pie. That's just like, I just feel like that's going to be, it's going to be probably one of my favorite triples for sure. Just those are my 3 favorites. And like, it's funny because I bought that sorry, I just have to read that first.
This is the one I posted first. And then your wife said this. And no, this isn't Sears tank. I'm just fat because I've been lazy over COVID. So leave me alone. Anyway, sorry, Sal.
No, that's all. It's okay. Now all I think of is you and your wet T-shirt contest. So
I mean,
I
don't blame you.
Obviously. But no, I think that's going to be an awesome triple. I was going to say, it's funny because Mandie showed me the pewter DG, and I was like, before I saw it in person, in my head, I was like, yeah, but like, it's DG. Like, what is it? Like a step up from hypo? Like, who cares? Like, it's going to be like hypo, right? Yeah, like, this was what I was thinking in my head. And then she brought it. She's like,
he didn't say that to me.
No, I didn't, because I didn't know. I was like, I don't know, I'm shy and nervous. I didn't want to be like, Desert Ghost sucks, okay? Like, but
I feel like everybody that gets into the hobby, they're like, Desert Ghost. Yeah, that's stupid.
That's dumb. It's just another hypo, basically. Like, what is it actually? But until you really zone in on it and take a peek and see it in person. Mm-hmm. So when I saw that animal in person, I was like, holy crap, man, this is insane. And it was a baby. Like, it didn't age yet. Like, there was no age on it yet. So, and it's just been, as it's aging, it's just like blowing my mind, man. It's slowly becoming one of my favorites. Like,
it's funny because we only had last year, we only had the pewter het DG breeder female, right?
Yeah.
And we weren't planning on doing anything with her. We were just going to grow her up for this year. And we didn't know she had been bred. So she had been bred to a double het Desert Ghost puzzle. So I checked on her, I think on my birthday last year, because we went to Nick's and we hung out outside, even though it was COVID. We hung out outside and just got drunk because it was my birthday. So I went through and we didn't have the ultrasound yet, so I was palpating and I was checking the girls. And I get to her and I was like, oh, weird. She's coiled up like near the back. I was like, has she been doing this for a while? He's like, I think so. And Nick is still fairly new in the hobby. So, like, and I was like, that's really weird. I was like, when did she shed? And he was like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. And I was like, oh. So I check her and sure enough, egg. And like, she had a big clutch. She had like 9 eggs. I think it was our second biggest clutch of the year. So she laid them. 2 went bad. So we had 7 eggs. Found out what she was paired to, which I've already said. And I was like, okay, this is a het to a het pairing. And I was like, I wasn't planning on using the pewter het DG to make pewter DGs. Like, I was hoping to use her for other stuff. And then, like, if pastel and cinnamon were involved, cool, I guess. Like, I didn't even bother looking up what one would look like. That's, I was just like,
so whatever.
So, we didn't expect that clutch to happen. We thought we were still a couple months away from Nick's first clutch at his place, so we didn't have an incubator set up. So I just set him up a really quick makeshift incubator. Like, it was a nightmare. The clutch almost didn't make it. We had to cut it early, and because we cut it early, I had no idea what was Desert Ghost or not. And these things started crawling out, and I was just like, "What the fuck did we make?" Like. It's kind of crazy because the pewter DGs, when they first crawl out, like, they're pretty bright, right? But they're not crazy bright. Like, there was the pewter het DG that we made, and then the pewter DG. And the pewter DG is considerably brighter, you could tell, but, like, not so much that you were like, wow, holy shit.
Yeah.
Then they shed. And wow, holy shit.
It's, yeah.
And then I was like, I would be okay making these for the rest of my life. Like, It was the coolest clutch I've ever had hatched. They were our first DGs ever. And just to watch them from when, like, we cut the egg to when they crawled out to when they first shed to a couple meals in and second shed, like, just seeing them brighten and brighten. Oh. And the funny part was we only hit one, what we thought was a normal in the clutch. And this was a het to a het pairing, so, like, it didn't seem too wild. But because of how nice the pastel DG, the cinnamon DG, and the 2 pewter DGs were that we hit, and keep in mind, this was a het to het pairing. Man. So we thought for 4 to 7 eggs hitting visuals, like, we were over the moon. So we were like, okay, like, we hit the fucking lottery, right? Well, this fucking normal crawls out, and we're like, oh, it's pretty bright. It's probably just the het DG influence. Like, whatever. And we kind of ignored it for a while. Opened the bin about a month later, and we were like, what the fuck? We hit 5 desert ghosts.
That's insane, man. Holy shit, dude.
Wow.
Like,
yeah, nice. So it was fucking fun. But I could not believe how nice, like, pewter.
Yeah.
It's a fucking pewter.
Yep.
It's a pastel cinnamon. Like, there's probably been a bazillion of them made. But for that, I can't even describe how nice they are in person. Like, you could take 1,000 pictures of those things,
yeah,
and it never translates.
Nope. And that's why I was like, man, everyone's just going nuts over DG. And then when I saw that pewter DG in person with Mandie, I was like, okay, I need to get this thing. Cause like,
did I send you a picture of the Cine DG we hit?
I think that's what I was actually going to say. Cine DGs just by themselves are insane. Like, absolutely amazing. I don't know if you showed me the one you hatched, but.
Well, you saw the pastel that we sold to Billy, right? That I posted the other day?
Yes. And that thing's incredible. Like, seriously, man.
You can turn the lights off and you'd still be able to see it. It's insane.
Like, they are insane. Like, and that's why, like, now I'm just like addicted to DG, and it's all Mandie's fault. So now I'm gonna be, but in a good way.
That's a good problem to have, though.
Yes.
Honestly,
and now I'm going to be hatching lots out.
Yeah.
It's funny because I wish we would have got into it sooner. Like, Billy is, and I don't want to say obsessed, but he was really into Enhancer, right?
Yeah.
So ever since I started working for him, I was like, okay, Enhancer, Desert Ghost, whatever. Like, and it was a big thing. Like, Billy loves his Enhancer, and I mean, I'm not knocking it. Enhancer is still amazing. Like,
yeah.
It's basically the same thing. But I was just like, oh, okay, it's just one of those things he really likes. Like, so I just kind of brushed it off. Like, I was at Billy's around probably hundreds of these enhancers, and I was like,
Yeah. Just like, yeah, it's cool. I mean,
so stupid, man. So stupid. I waited so long, and now I'm like, oh, I need to get into DG. And apparently the entire rest of the fucking hobby decided the same thing at the exact same fucking time. So,
yeah. So hard finding females, man.
I would say DG, but we have two. What's a gene you're missing in your collection?
A lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say so much for me.
I'm trying the sake now, so don't make fun if I make a face.
We're all going to observe.
And
No, I'm not a fan.
no,
It kind of tastes like nail polish remover, but like not good nail polish remover either. Like
not good.
Like stale nail polish remover.
Oh god!
But it's also cold. Apparently, you're supposed to drink it warm more often than not, so maybe that's what it is.
Gross.
All I know is I am not going to enjoy getting drunk tonight.
Chase it down with some bourbon.
It's all the way in the other room, man.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Okay, I need some actual answers though, like real names, not just everything. Give me your top three, each of you.
Top three.
Puzzle. Acid /
We're taking Mandie off the screen.
And tri-stripe.
Okay, kind of pulled it back there. The S and the tri-stripe. I dig it. I'm not a fan of puzzle. We hit all those Desert Ghost 50% at puzzles, and we were like, meh, I'm sold them all. So,
man, are we talking any genes? Like we can just pick whatever.
I mean, you're not getting them for free, but if you had the money, what would you choose?
I would say like lace probably is one.
Oh, good choice.
Confusion.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks. I kind of want to say tri-stripe because I want to see what tri-stripe does in well, I've seen it. I think I've seen it. Desert Ghost. I'm pretty sure someone's made the Desert Ghost.
The Desert Ghost tri-stripe is insane.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But there's some and then I'm like tempted to say monsoon, but the thing is I would never be able to afford a visual monsoon, but I'm very curious to see what it looks like in pied. And that's like my main reason for that. I just want to see what it looks like in pied. I'll
tell you next year.
Man, I really hope you can, because like I'm so curious. I want to know what it does. I want to see if is it going to be super disappointing or just absolutely insane?
It's going to be insane. Don't you dare put that bad in Bojo on me. You son of a bitch.
I think it's going to be insane. And I hope it does low white. Like I really hope it's like super low white, like Enchi or pinstripe or whatever. I'm hoping that's the case.
Okay, so I'm going to throw my second new question at you guys, and I'm really excited for this one because it's going to make you both think.
Oh, man.
If you could remove one gene from the entire hobby, not just your collection, what would it be? And would the answer change if it was only your collection? I'm going to start, just so you guys have a second to think about it. My answer would be lesser / butter, only because I have so much of it that it's made me spiteful. And that's it. It's just made me angry and spiteful. I think it can do really awesome things, but I'd prefer to be without it. And I also just think it'd be really funny to see all those people that have like bells. Like people that went out and bought their first pretty white snake, all of a sudden they're just normals.
Yeah.
So
I would get endless amounts of, well, not all the bells, but some of them.
Yeah.
Just endless amounts of amusement out of it. It would just.
Wow, this is like.
It is such a dick move, and I don't even care. Like it would just, I would get such a fucking kick out of that. It would be enough. And no, the answer wouldn't change if it was just my collection, because my original answer was very selfish to begin with.
That is kind of a hard question, actually.
It is, because you think you get an answer, and then you go, oh, but that would screw over this person because they're working with that, and then it would.
Yeah, I don't want. There's a lot of hurt feelings about to happen, man.
I mean, you don't have magic powers, so it's literally just an answer.
From my own collection, I mean, I'm going to be really obvious and say spider. I know that's like the obvious answer there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Andy took mine, but I have another one.
What about in the entire hobby? Would it be spiders still?
Nothing else is coming to mind, so I guess.
I'm just trying to think. If you took spider out of my collection, would I be really angry? Like, and when I say take it out, I don't mean any animal that has it suddenly gone. I mean any animal that has this gene just suddenly doesn't have that gene. Everything else that's there is still there. So, no, I don't think I'd be that pissed off, actually. I think I'd be pretty okay. I'd be kind of bummed because I have this, like, 15-year-old giant spider named Snooky, and I love her because she's wonky as all hell. And that's why her name was Snooky, because Jersey Shore at the time. And it would kind of be a bummer that she'd just suddenly be a normal, regular ball python, but no, I don't think I'd be that upset. I think I'd be all right with it.
I think that's a good answer, actually. I think that one would be...
I think a lot of people would be very happy with you, actually. They'd be pretty stoked.
Yep.
Actually, you know what? No, I would be upset. only because of this girl. And I wouldn't normally show her off, but...
Oh, yeah, I like that girl, too.
Because this would just be... this without the spider.
That is pretty crazy difference.
It's pretty cool, but like it's not this. So that would be the only reason I'd be upset about it. I still can't believe that's a fucking leopard lesser pastel spider. Like that's insane to me.
Quite the difference, man. Holy crap.
Okay, I missed a ton of fucking comments, so give me give me a second here. So when I said bad nail polish remover, what I meant was it kind of tastes like nail polish remover smells, but then imagine that smell if it went bad. Does that make sense? I'm not saying that nail polish remover would taste good normally. I'm just saying imagine what that smell would taste like if it also was stale at the same time. Oh. That's what I was trying to describe.
What's the
and I'm going to keep drinking it. And I'm going to keep drinking it because I commit, and I'm an adult, and adults commit to things and they don't fuck up. Well, if they do fuck up, they don't give up. That's what I meant to say. See, I just fucked up right now.
What's the % on it, Chris? Does it have the, I guess,
it might be in Japanese. I don't know, man. I'll tell you in a second. Oh, it's only 16%. So that's that's terrible. That's going to take a lot of drinking.
I was going to say, for it to taste like nail polish and only be 16%, man, that's
I might go back on what I just said. Maybe I won't go through this.
Oh man.
Oh, this is pretty good. Albino is a good answer. Like standard albino.
Yeah,
it's a good answer.
That is a good one.
I feel like every other form of albino is just so much superior. Like
yeah. I mean, it was cool when it first came out. I'm sure that was like mind blowing and everything. But
dude, it was worth more than either of us will ever make in an entire season.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
and it just progressed so much now. Like it's just hard to compete with Lab. That's all. And, like Candy and
Candy. Well, Toffee's the same thing. Like
it's just hard to compete, man.
I agree.
Wookie.
I'm not saying anything.
Let the arguments begin. Wookie. Okay. Next question.
What is the reason that you do this?
Because I'm addicted. I'm an addict. I can't
Well,
stop.
that's creepy. It's got real dark real quick, and I wasn't expecting it. Somebody get Mandie some help.
So
Yeah.
true. I can't stop. Just have to.
It is really addictive. Much like the sake that Chris is drinking, we just have to keep going, push through it.
Wow. No, legit though. Like, is that your answer? Just because you can't stop?
Can't stop.
Well, I love it. I just love it. Like, to do something that you love so much, like, trying to be for a living is pretty cool. Just for a hobby is also really cool.
Well, I think the thing is, like, if you get enjoyment out of it without even thinking of the fact that you might make a couple extra bucks from it as well, and then compound the fact that, you know, you might make a little bit of side money from it, like, there's not much better than that. Like, if you enjoy being in here without thinking, like, oh, I'm going to make 50 grand this year off these snakes, like, if you're just like, oh, look at these fucking cool snakes I have.
Yeah.
Look at these cool snakes I just fucking hatched. And then on top of that, you know, you get to make a couple extra bucks. Like, yeah, it's the fucking best. It truly is.
It is, man.
What about you, Sal?
I honestly, like, it's funny because the addiction part is kind of similar, but honestly, after I got my first litter of boas, from that moment on, I knew, like, I really wanted to keep pursuing and get that feeling again. I needed that feeling that I got that one morning when I saw a litter of boas, because it was like one of the most amazing feelings, and I wasn't even trying for it. So now when I'm trying for it, I know that feeling is going to it'll be even better, because now I'm putting in this effort to actually go for it, and I want to experience to see those babies come out again. I want to. It's just cool, man. We're like, it's like science. Like, we're helping pursue this, like, dream of making life, basically.
And the other thing too is, like, when it comes to other stuff, like if you're breeding rainbow boas or even like hognoses, I do hognoses. Like, you make them and you're like, oh, cool, I made more hognoses. Like, great. And you know, there's a couple morphs and stuff in hognoses, but when it comes to ball pythons and stuff starts crawling out, and you're like, man, this specific animal, this combination would not have existed had it not been for me. That's a pretty fucking cool feeling.
Seriously, it's just so incredible, and just the variety. Like, you have no idea. Sometimes there's like 132 different kinds of things that can pop out of this one shell. Like, that to me is just like, it's unreal, man. I don't know, it's just incredible, and I can't wait to have that feeling again. So part of it is kind of like an addiction almost, but it's a good addiction to have, right? Right.
That's what we keep telling ourselves. I feel like I feel like I have this really bad issue of convincing myself that an animal will make me money for the reason to buy the animal, but knowing very well that I don't give a fuck if it actually makes me money. I just tell myself that to convince myself to buy it. And then it gets here and I'm just like, oh, this is so fucking cool.
I know. And then you're like, yeah, I could make this much money. And then you're like, but I'm probably going to keep that animal anyway. So
that happens to me every time. I'm like, oh, but actually, if it breeds, I'm probably going to keep 90% of the babies. So I'm sure I'll make a couple $100 off that one hatchling I sell from it.
Yeah.
That's something, right?
It's not an addiction.
Apparently someone's mic is farting.
I'm just actually farting. It's not my mic.
That's kind of what I figured, but I didn't want to call you out, man.
I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to see here. I don't know if I have any more questions. We kind of burned through them pretty quick. Oh, there's something I wanted to... So, Bridget said, someone send Chris something that's palatable next time. You actually can. If you go on our Instagram, into our link tree, there's a thing called Buy Me a Beer. If you want to donate, the next week's show, your social media, whatever, will be advertised, unless you don't want it to be, as the drink sponsor. And you know what? If you really want to, nobody's done it yet, but you can tell me what to buy. If you go, hey, go buy 4 Bud Lights.
Oh, cool.
I mean, I'm not going to be happy about it because it tastes like piss, but I'll do it and I'll drink it. Better than stale nail polish remover.
Yeah, I was gonna say someone's gonna buy you the same sake you has tonight.
Oh, I'll just send them their money back.
Yeah, just like no, I'm sorry.
Well, and the funniest thing is too, like, so it's like a $5 minimum for the like sponsorship, but they take a percentage, so I end up getting like $4.20. So it's literally enough for me to buy like 1 tall can. But I don't really care if anybody wants to fucking sponsor this show, like. I'll say you fucking bought me a whole fucking bottle of whiskey. I don't give a fuck. Like it's fucking awesome, man. But please don't tell me to buy this sake at least. Like at least a different kind.
Oh man.
I think this was one of my old questions.
I think it was actually.
Good one, Bridget. Damn. Everglades. So yes, I think this is one of the ones that I lost when my StreamYard reset itself, and I totally forgot about it. I'm actually adding that back right now.
Yeah, that is a good one.
I'm not gonna do it. I'll do it later. I'll totally forget. Fuck. Anyway. Okay, we're gonna do this the way I used to do it. But if you could take any gene and put it into every single animal in your collection, 1, would you do it? And 2, what would the gene be?
Desert ghost. Desert ghost.
100%.
That was the most common answer before.
100%.
And if it had to be codominant, Enchi.
Okay, so that raises a good point. You gave us an incomplete dom and you gave us a recessive. So Sal, what about you? Actually, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do a dominant gene too, if you wanted to.
Man, did you want to add your dominant?
Anything?
Might be the same as mine.
What was that, Sal?
I don't know if you're going to pick the same dominant gene if you want to go first for your dominant as well.
You go ahead. I'm thinking.
Okay. DG for sure for recessive. Codom. I'm going to say leopard.
I guess technically it works because there is a super leopard.
Yeah, I was going to say if we're still under the belief that there is a super leopard.
No, there
right?
definitely is. Justin's fucking proven it time and time again.
Okay.
Oh.
And then Dominic Calico.
Fuck, man. You took my dominant gene.
Yes. That's why I was like, I think is everyone going to pick Calico maybe? I don't know.
So I would go clown.
Mm.
No, I take that back because a lot of my animals are already clown. Shit, I don't want to pick the same thing you guys have picked. Ultramel.
That's a good one, actually.
Blackhead. Calico.
Damn, Blackhead's a good one.
Except I thought about Blackhead, and then I'm like, but it's going to change everything in your whole collection to be Blackhead.
All my spiders all of a sudden aren't spiders. They are, but they're not.
They're Blackhead spiders.
Yeah. No, that was a... I'll give her this. I'll give her this one. That was my old question, but I'll give her this one. That was a great question.
That is a good question. It's hard, man. Now I'm like, damn, would I have picked leopard? There's so many other codominant genes that are so good, but leopard's awesome.
Nazar had one.
Where?
He's asked it a couple times. What was your greatest holdback from 2020? Assuming you had babies in 2020.
Dylan, if you want to do that, I will try. It probably will be really fucking messy, and I might have to delete the video off my YouTube after the fact. But I will fucking try. Like, I will commit to that. No problem, or at least try to. Okay, where? Oh, okay, here it is. Found it.
Nice. That is a good question.
This is tough. I'll let Mandie answer first.
Yeah, mine's easy because I barely hatched anything last year.
Oh, that's right.
We should include the beginning of 2021 for Mandie then.
Yes. Yeah, that's fair. Everything you've hatched from 2020 till right now.
Oh, now you made it way harder.
Yeah, I know. That was the point. The funny thing is, it does not make my answer any harder at all. I've had 6 snakes this year.
Hmm.
Ugh.
Oh, man. It just looks painful. It looks painful.
I think that my favorite would have to be the pastel and sheep blackhead het desert ghost.
Ooh.
I love him.
So nice.
Yeah, that's an awesome animal. I want to see more blackhead and desert ghost. I think that's something that needs to be explored a lot more. I think it's going to be... If I don't get something with blackhead in my desert ghost project this year, I'm going to consider my year a failure. And I don't have... I mean, I just have to buy one because there's no way I can do it myself. So... and I guess, Sal, you don't really have an answer for that, eh?
Yeah, my son Nico. He's the greatest holdback for 2020.
There you go.
I don't know where I'm going to take him next, though.
Maybe Disneyland. Man, that's hard. I think it's got to be Yo-Yo.
Nice. Yo-Yo.
I think. Oh, no. I hope she's already shed. When does that fucking happen? Never.
Nope.
Oh,
Always.
this girl right here.
Damn it. Hetmon
Fire?
too?
No. Yeah, Fire Special. Double Het Hypo Monsoon plus Epi. Female.
Holy crap. Look at that head stamp, too.
The only thing that sucks is my holdback male from that clutch is also special. But his head stamp's even, well, it's pretty cool. He's got, whoa.
Ooh.
He's got it on the back of the head too. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, there it is.
Oh, yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah. So he's just special double het, monsoon hypo, 50% epi.
Oh, man.
Like, he was hatched in December. This dude's fucking exploding. I'm so excited.
Holy crap.
So, funny enough, I hit this animal, and then I immediately brought the dad, the special het monsoon male, over to Mordex, and I was like, use him to everything, because none of my females are ready at the time. And they have some stuff that's past het monsoon from Billy, so fingers crossed. Like, we have a very, very far away chance of hitting a monsoon this year, and I'm stoked.
Still awesome, man.
Oh!
You're the monsoon, hopefully. What's a
Oh.
It's a yo-yo.
There's somebody in here that doesn't know Yo-Yo. You have to join the Discord, but this boy is a Yo-Yo. This thing's nuts.
So sick, dude. Leopard.
Pastel Lesser Leopard, Orange Dream Yellow Belly Het Clown. And his name is Yo-Yo because...
Yo-Yo.
Yo-Yo. Oh, no, this way. There we go.
There you go.
Fucking love this animal. He's so cool. Now, if only he would fucking breed. He's 1,000 grams and he won't fucking breed.
God.
But,
You bastard.
you know what's funny? When this thing hatched, I had no idea it was lesser. It was black and yellow. And then it turned into this, which is very obviously lesser, too.
It had to be, man.
But yeah, that's Yo-Yo. He's going to do some damage. I think he's going over to Nyx, actually. I think we're going to use him at Nyx. Just because the stranger's breeding here now. So,
right.
Yeah. So, between
So
him
you're
and
fine
Stranger,
with the lesser being taken out of Yo-Yo?
oh, absolutely. If Lesser being gone made him look like he did when he hatched, now I would be floored because it would mean he would be black and yellow right now.
Oh, man.
Like, it's just look at this animal though. It's just so fucking crazy. I think there's something else going on with our male, the male that made him. So hopefully we can find that out this year too.
Pattern, is that like pattern wise or color wise or both?
Oh, pattern wise, because
Pattern.
Will Morose has made a bunch of that combo. Well, not a bunch, but a few of that combo. And even he said, he was like, that doesn't look like it's supposed to.
That's interesting, man. Yeah, because that looks pretty damn wacky. Like,
sorry, it sounds like somebody's knocking on something. But it sounds like it's super far away, but intentional. I think I'm being haunted.
I was just gonna say, man, are you all right over there? It's not the Saki creeping up, is it?
No, I would know. I'm a pretty experienced trunk.
No, this is different. You're creeping.
It keeps happening. This is really creeping me out. Anyway, if I just suddenly like go black, somebody call 911.
Yeah. Chris starts floating. Just.
I mean, I would hope that the computer would short out. I mean, that's what happens with all this paranormal shit, I assume. But I mean, if you catch it on camera, fucking all the power to you. Like, use that video and become famous. God damn.
That's great content, man, for your channel.
Absolutely, I'll be monetized in no time. I might not be alive, but hot damn, I'll be making some money post mortem.
Yeah, Nick will be taking in the coin. So good for Nick, bad for you, unfortunately.
No, this is seriously creeping me out. Like, I legit, because I'm in an apartment. I think it's one of my neighbors just like knocking on like a wall or something. It's just echoing up here, but it sounds like somebody's knocking on glass, like just beyond the door to this room, but there's no glass there. It's so creepy.
That's creepy.
Yeah, I might die.
Your neighbors are like, we're totally getting to him, man. Keep going.
Well, they already have children, so they're getting to us enough.
Oh, there you go. Fun.
Kids.
Fun.
Absolutely, we can, Dylan.
Macaroni. I like that.
Okay, making quad hets or double visual. I don't understand.
I think he means like, would you either make quad hets or double visual if you had the opportunity to do?
But you would need 2 double visuals to make the quad hets to begin with. That's why I'm confused. Or is he saying use the double visuals to make more? I think I would do the quad hets only because of the crazy Justin math that came out a little while ago. Because if you put a quad het to a quad het, I think it's like, what is it, 1 and 2 or 1 and 3 that you had a double visual out of it. You just can't pick what the double visual is. The math ends up being crazy.
Whoa, weird. I think I do remember that video though. That's insane.
I mean, I would love a double visual, but I don't know if I have the space required to actually commit to a quad recessive project. We already have by accident triples. Well, not by accident, but like not directly on purpose. Like we're doing hypo clown pied, and then I talked about wanting to do DG clown pied. And then actually on top of that, we have ultramel hypo pied.
Jeez, man.
Because we have the visual triple coming. Yeah, I don't think I would be able to commit the space that I would need for a quad recessive project. So I'd say double visual. Either of you guys want to answer?
I'd go for the quad. Just go for it. Go for the long game.
Nice. Mandy's like, screw this guy being all.
Yeah, screw this guy and his. Yeah,
I'm gonna hit the cool animal and rub it in his face.
I don't know if I'm ready for the quad het thing either, but I mean that would be sweet. That'd be sick. But I'd be happy with double visuals, to be honest. Like, I don't.
I hate myself right now.
It's so painful, man. It's so painful. I can just see it.
I thought this would be a lot more fun to drink, and it turned into like a task.
That's just so funny because it does seem like it would be a fun drink for some reason. I don't know why.
Right? Like when I thought of it, I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be sake. It's gonna be fun." And like if I don't finish that bottle, I might dump it.
And like it's like when I watch you drink bourbon, you drink it normal. It's not like you have that face when you're drinking bourbon. So
no, I fucking love bourbon, man. It's my favorite thing.
Clearly, it's the sake.
Oh man, it's sucky, is what it is.
Yes.
I was gonna ask a question and I forgot it. God damn it.
That's
Yeah, Ultra Hypopide. We have a male coming in from Europe. Billy and I split on it. Breeder male. I believe early June
nice.
it's coming. But yeah, we're very, very excited. I have a well, I shouldn't say I. Nick has it at his place. We have a super pastel heterodixanthic hypohepide for him. And we were hoping to get him earlier, but obviously with COVID and then the unfortunate thing that happened with DDI, receiving the animal got delayed a bunch of times. So we had a spider pied head hypo for him too, but I checked on her and she was at like 25 millimeters like 3 weeks ago. So I went, oh shit, and tossed the DG hepide in with her. So hoping to make a female leopard spider pied het DG 50% head hypo out of that pairing. That'd be... Oh my god, it's Sierra. It's just echoing weird around the room. She's doing something over here.
Oh,
I was like, what the fuck was that? Oh, okay, I got it.
I feel like
now.
I even heard that one. Yeah, I was like, ooh, shit.
Oh man, I thought I was dead. But yeah, no, we're very excited for that project. Especially, I mean, I'm sure you guys saw the conversations happening in the Discord. I think it was yesterday about the pricing of that project. So
Yeah, that's nuts, man.
it's insane.
It is nuts.
It's crazy.
Even
And the
for
fact
Paul.
that we split the animal with Billy means he's also going to pair that male to some of his females. So,
Jesus, nuts.
yeah, very excited. Alrighty. Does anybody have? Pete did warn me about this, Aki. Okay, God, you don't have to hide it in the comments. You're on here with us.
Is that you, Mandy? I didn't even notice that. The little.
Yeah.
It's
That's
the
me,
best
yeah.
name
Slow
ever.
to start. I
That's
heard Chris
me,
say it
that's
at the
me.
beginning, but that's amazing.
That's really funny. All right, guys. Gonna see if there's any more questions. Usually we go for about an hour and a half. Coming up on the announcement for the 10K giveaway, not 10 gay giveaway. I mean, I'm sure that would be fun too, but that's not what the giveaway is.
Hey, yeah. Why
Yeah,
not?
I mean, if that's what you're into, maybe somebody else is doing it. I mean, I have no problem with it. It's just not what this is. Not this time, anyway. While I wait for a couple more questions, if anybody has any more, I think people mentioning me in their stories on Instagram while I'm live. Okay. Thanks, Eric. You know what? I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to drop the first. I have 3 banners made up for the prizes. So I think I'm just going to drop the first of the 3. And guys, keep in mind that there are probably more. Because literally there were so many ideas and suggestions and people offering stuff that I probably forgot a couple, and I probably forgot a couple that I was gonna offer as well. But what the? Oh, I hate this thing. I have a touchscreen laptop.
Oh man, that's so weird.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I'm so used to it that I have big fingers, like thick fingers, so I always go to like hit stuff and it just moves it everywhere. All right, so first part. This is the first of 3 parts that I'm announcing. $150 gift card. Pretty awesome to begin
That's
with.
sick.
2 pieces of merch off of our store, which is these hoodies. God damn it! It says hoodie on there. These tanks are one of those items on the merch store. You can pick any 2 items or a zip-up hoodie.
Sweet.
Which the zip-up hoodie is amazing too. Very, very warm, very nice. And we're also doing a huge sticker pack. It's going to be the biggest sticker pack we've ever sent out. It's going to have every sticker we've ever had, including all the new ones, which are the Reptile Ward Live stickers, the beginning soon stickers. You're going to get a couple coasters in there. You're going to have a handwritten note, and then yeah, I mean there's a bunch more, but
Sweet, man.
I'm just seeing if there's any more questions. but there isn't. So let's just go on to the next one. So that giant sticker pack isn't only going to be from us at the Reptile Ward. The sticker pack is actually going to be from a bunch of people that are a part of our Discord. If you're watching this and you're not part of the Discord, feel free to reach out. Absolutely free to join. You don't have to pay anything. I think that whole pay to access bullshit is crap. Just send us a message. It's been fucking super fun. But anyway, this huge sticker pack is going to be just a massive sticker pack from the Reptile Ward, and then stickers from a bunch of other breeders that are part of our Discord. Some that aren't part of our Discord that just decided to help out. I'll probably get a sticker pack from Billy, stuff like that.
That's awesome.
On top of that, my wife is, well, I'm going to buy it off of her, but we're going to offer up a one of her cross stitches. You'll be able to select anything from her her current catalog of what she has. If you're interested in seeing what that is, her Instagram is at the.salty.stitcher. It's just crude and funny and amazing. She's also offering a custom piece of artwork of any of your animals. You can use it for stickers. You can get it framed. You can do whatever you want. Honestly, if you want, you could get one of our snakes done too, or instead. Doesn't matter. You pick. It's your custom piece of artwork. You do what you want with it. Super, super amazing. And on top of that, and this is only the second of 3, you get a custom tumbler of the snake of your choice. The entire outside of the tumbler will be made to look like the pattern of the snake that you choose.
What? That's
sick. Yeah.
Crap.
Yeah.
I saw those before. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure I get this right. Yep. So that will be provided by Melissa. Snake My Breath Away. I believe her craft page is Sewing by Melissa. But yeah, go check those out. They're amazing. I have one. I forgot to bring it up. It's in my truck. I was going to show it off. But basically, the entire outside of the mug is basically like the middle third of your snake, like exact copy of the pattern. It's unreal. She does phenomenal work, very high quality. So could not be happier. Like, this is a crazy ass giveaway. And you know what? We're already at 2 or 3, so let's just go 3 or 3. For whoever gets that $150 gift card, you get 50% off shipping. Doesn't matter.
Holy crap.
It doesn't matter where you are. If you're in the States, if you're in Canada, doesn't matter. That's pretty crazy considering if you know what export costs are. If you're in the States and buying from Canada, it makes it quite affordable for you.
Crap.
Then
nice.
On top of that, if you choose, and I know a lot of people that don't necessarily want to, and this is totally optional, we will, if you want to, have you featured on a future live. Might not be a Friday night live, but some sort of a live on our YouTube. All of your socials will be promoted. You know, everybody will be directed towards all your stuff. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. If you don't want to do it, I don't blame you. I'm kind of annoying.
Nah.
But the final thing, and like I said, I probably forgot a couple. Once you hit 10,000 followers on Instagram, you get this little feature that I'm sure you've seen on people you follow, where they advertise something and they tell you to swipe up, and it immediately brings you to the link of whatever they're advertising. We are offering our first ever swipe up story to the winner. It can be, as long as it's not crude or ridiculous. We're offering that 24 hours, first ever swipe up story. You can promote whatever you want, whether you want it to be you, whether you want it to be a charity, USARC, whatever you want. You'll be credited for the win on the story. And it'll be left up for the full 24 hours. And that's, like I said, probably not it, but that's all I could remember while I was typing up the list.
That's awesome.
It's an insane giveaway.
That's huge. Holy crap.
The reason we wanted to make it so nuts is because after 10K, people kind of stop caring.
Fair enough.
Truly, like
Fair enough.
20K is like, oh, cool, 20. But like 10, I want to say like the last big milestone before like 50, and 50 is usually like years, right? So we wanted to make sure this one was memorable. We wanted to make sure it was worth it. Probably by 9:30 tonight, there will be a post up on Instagram, which will be the giveaway post. It'll just be a very simple tag your friends, 3 friends per post, post as many, or tag, comment as many times as you want type of deal. And then on top of that, we're going to announce a little side giveaway to go with it for people that want to share the post or promote our Instagram or promote our YouTube channel at the same time. But right now, I'm just announcing the actual 10K giveaway itself, and that's everything that's involved. It's I want to say it's a pretty well-rounded prize pack.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
And you know what? We're just creeping up on 8:30 here, but Mazma has another question for us.
Can't wait for the season.
What's one pairing you can't wait for this season? I'll answer first. It might not be the most visually phenomenal pairing, but my big pied girl is going to lay in the night, like she's past her prelay shed, and she went to the Leo DG Het Pied. Oh. And I've been seeing a lot of pied Het DG stuff. And oh my God, just like the Het influence just on the visual pieds is so insane. It went from like, oh, cool, I'm going to have some cool like rope animals to work with to like,
sweet.
I have some insane clutches potentially coming. And these simple ass pieds, I think, are going to be like my favorite out of all of them. Oh, man. I'm super stoked.
That is so sick. Come on, you don't need all those females, do you?
I think a pairing that I'm really excited about this year is my spot nose. Oh, I'm drawing a blank now. My female spot nose lemon blast het red xanthic het clown to pastel sugar clown. That one.
You have a het red, like you have a pairing to make het red visual clowns.
Yeah.
With sugar.
God damn.
And spot nose.
And I need het red in my clown stuff so badly. I am so excited to do it. I think I'm another year away. But oh my God, it's nuts. I love it so much.
Sugar and spot nose, man. That combo is just sugar spot nose clowns are like insane.
Mm-hmm.
Insane. And with het red xanthic in there too, that's
you just need to add yellow belly into that, and all of a sudden you just made the craziest fucking combo on the planet.
Seriously, it's gonna be insane.
What about you, Sal?
I'm not even gonna say mine after that.
Dude, mine was a pied. So
I know, but yours is also insane. It's funny though, because my I would say like my my fire clown to my pastel calico female, just to eventually try to make.
Nope. I thought it was getting better. It wasn't.
You're like, this one will be good.
Well, yeah, I took the sip and I was like, oh, it's not that bad. It just took a little longer.
Just give it a second.
That's cool.
I don't know what this question means. What is a reverse harem? I don't. All that makes me think of is Naruto. And if anybody knows the anime, they'll know what I'm talking about, but I don't think that relates to what the question is, so...
All I'm thinking of is clownfish, because that's the only harem I can think of, which is a group of clownfish, so I'm not sure. Is that like, would that... I don't know.
Here, Hollow, can you... I don't mind answering if it's a weird, funny question, but...
This is our harem right here, right now.
Yeah,
clown.
This would be our harem.
Ball python breeders.
Who would you include? 10,000 gays. This is such a
she said, I thought you watched anime, Chris. Yeah, I do, but the thing, that threw me off was it started with speaking of 10K gays. That's what really got me. I don't understand because of that.
Top 4 breeders in your deck.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh. Yes.
Mine's gonna be a little different than I think most people's. My first one's gonna be Adam from Morphs by Design. That dude's awesome. Definitely doesn't get himself out there enough. He makes some incredible snakes. I have to get him back on here because I've only had him on once. I think actually I don't even know if I had him on my show. I think I did one with Kathleen. But I've got to get him on mine. The stuff he makes is next level. Gavin from Balls to You. This is really hard.
It is hard, man. That's a difficult question.
Man, June and crap. I'm just gonna say Nicole. I don't know. I think I was supposed to pick dudes, but I couldn't think of one off the top of my head. And I'm not calling Nicole a dude, just so nobody confuses anything. We don't actually have to answer this question.
Yeah, this is hard. I don't know. I have a couple in my head. Should I go or do you want to go, Mandie? I'll do a couple.
I don't even know if Mandie's gonna go.
Yeah. She's not part of it. She's like, no, I'm not doing this.
Someone steal June's super GHI clown and give it to me. I'll steal it, but I'm not giving it to anybody. Are you crazy?
Yeah, that thing is nuts.
Oh my god. 100%. What the?
That's usually one of your go-tos.
It's the Saki, guys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's ruined my entire life. No, that would push everyone back one, and then he would be first. No, legit. Like that dude.
No, his stuff is nuts.
If I could just like take over somebody's collection, like no questions asked, it would be his. Like
it's nuts.
Oh.
I really like that hardwired exotics. The stuff that guy has, it's awesome.
He's got some really cool shit.
Nice DG stuff.
I really like his story
and Desert
too.
Ghost.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Yep.
Yeah, I really like his story too. Like he started all of his stuff, his projects from the bottom, and just fucking worked it.
Yep. Good choice. I think Garrick for me's got to be up there. Garrick
Who?
Garrick DeMeyer.
Who?
I didn't know if you said Garrick or Garrett. That's why I was like, oh.
No, Garrick DeMeyer. Yeah,
I was like, hold on, one of those isn't a ball python breeder.
That guy's nuts though, man. Like,
for sure.
Holy crap. His collection.
And like the thing about him is too, you're like, he doesn't post a lot, but when he does, it's all crazy. So you're like, if this is what you're posting, what are you not posting?
Yep. It's nuts, man. Like it's and he's just there's so many it's so interesting watching him just because he'll pursue a project for so long. Like I don't know how long he's been, and I know they're not your favorite, but he's been working genetic straight for so damn long. And I feel like he was one of the first guys that saw how well leopard went into genetic stripe like a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was mentioning how well Enchi and leopard was working into that project, and Orange Dream as well. And he's just been making some crazy stuff, man.
And you know what? I'll shit on a Gene like all day just because like I like that fun. But I still respect the time people put into projects, whether I like them or not.
Yeah.
Billy loves G-Stripe too. You know what? And I'll give him a hard time for it, but dude's put a ton of time into it. Like that first, have you seen the G-Stripe Freeway? He's made 2 of them. Like
I don't know if
I don't like G-Stripe, but that's a nice animal.
Yeah. See, like putting in that effort's just not, and that's what I mean. Like, and we don't know until we keep pushing that animal, that gene. We have no.
I didn't know Nicole was still here, guys.
Dude power.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. That's why I like those, especially genes that people just kind of give up on. I like when people kind of pursue those genes and see what can happen. Just because we don't know yet, man. No one knows any. Like even with champagne, that's why I'll keep pushing champagne. If and I know
we don't have a lot, but we have a couple pairings this year. We're doing Enchi Yellow Belly special champagne to pastel clown female.
Sweet. That's
yeah. So there could be some cool stuff in there. Here's. What do you mean? Ouch! I just meant because I accidentally called you a dude, but didn't call you a dude, and I didn't think you were here, so that's all. I didn't mean to. Jeez. Okay, here's a question for both of you, and we're gonna start winding down here soon. I keep saying that, but out of all the say newer genes out there, anything that's not very well known at this time, everybody I'm sure has seen the odd one here and there, and I'm sure you've seen stuff I haven't seen, and I've seen stuff you haven't seen. It's just how Facebook works. But if you could have just one animal of any of the newer genes out there, what would it be? Mine would be Bambino.
Good choice. Very good choice. How new does it have to be? Like relative?
I mean, as long as it's not super widespread, like in a ton of collections, like
not like cinnamon.
I pick spider.
I pick pastel.
Tri-stripe. That's mine. Tri-stripe.
Tri-stripe works. That's a little more common, but yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't work with it, and yeah, I mean, tri-stripe is great, and I probably should have picked it actually. Somebody come up with a different name for Desert Ghosts, and I'll say that.
Yeah. Enhancement. There was one actually I saw on Morph Market that was kind of interesting, and I don't know if it's similar to another genetic, but it was called Grim.
Oh my god, the Grim stuff is so cool.
It looks pretty sick. Like the super, I think it was the Grim Reaper. That thing looks sick.
That's what Kyle has been talking about. Yeah,
oh my god, the Grim stuff. I've already told Nick that maybe not this year because it's still a little pricey, but next year we're probably going to pick up a male to put to a couple of our recessive females. I love it. Everything I've seen done with it has just been outrageous. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Oh damn, Coyle's in the house. What's up, buddy? Oh man. I'm just trying to think if there's any other ones I've seen.
Yeah, that was.
In a couple years, I'm gonna make you both wish you said Motley, but give me a little bit of time.
I'm interested to see what it does, and especially outside of clown, I'm just interested to see what else it does, other than within the clown realm.
I mean, the fact that the Motley Yellow Belly that I made looks as intense as it does, for being a 2-gene combo of 2 completely super subtle genes, makes me very excited for the future.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Those subtle ones, though, they're the ones that, as soon as you hit that right combo, they're just nuts. It's incredible.
I've got to do some more playing around with it, though, because a couple of people mentioned to me, because of how the two reacted, because they're both so subtle, and usually when you add Yellow Belly to something, unless it's Asphalt or whatever, it doesn't do a ton. There's certain combos where it does something. But it doesn't usually do so much that you're like, wow, that's a completely different animal.
Yeah.
So I have a suspicion that there's a chance that the two are allelic.
That would be super interesting.
And the more I think about it, the more it makes sense to me, because Motley is a granity side pattern changer. So I'm really hoping this male that I have does some work, because he's only ever locked for me twice.
Damn.
Ever.
Damn, boy.
Got 2 clutches from him, locked twice ever.
Hey, man, that's pretty magical for that guy. He doesn't need much to work it. Holy crap.
Oh, I'm lying. Sorry, he's locked 3 times for me. He locked the spot-nose head clown once this year.
Ooh.
He is the shittiest breeder. I can't. It's driving me crazy. But he's a visual clown, so I can't just give him up.
So, I wonder, has anyone made the Motley Yellow Belly clown yet?
That's
Like,
the first Motley Yellow Belly that's been done, period.
Wow.
I've seen Motley in like Enchi combos. I've seen a pastel and a super pastel Motley Spot Nose Clown, which is insane. I'm hoping to hit the non-pastel version because the Spot Nose Clown head stamp is wild. The Motley Clown head stamp is wild.
So it's good.
I'm hoping together it's something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
that's sick.
knowing my luck, I got 2 clutches out of the last 2 locks that I got. This time it won't happen because I'm really excited for it.
Of course, man.
All right, guys. Well, it's about 8:45 now. We've been going pretty solid here.
Yeah.
But I need to eat, and I need to drink something other than this terrible sake. So yeah, no, it was a terrible, terrible choice. It was a choice I made. I will finish this. I just won't enjoy it.
Oh man, why? How much you have left?
Lots.
Oh, that's a lot left.
I think this is the first live I've been drinking on that I didn't get drunk during the live.
Yeah. Every shot you've taken just looks so painful. Like it's not even enjoying yourself over there.
It makes the next one harder.
Yeah. Each time.
Anyway, everybody, this was super fun. Mandie, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
You should do more of these.
Yeah, you should.
But no, it's really cool that you're getting out there, especially with some of the stuff you're making. You're making insane animals. More people need to know who you are. They need to know what you're making, know what you're doing.
Thank you.
So we really appreciate you coming on. Sal, thank you for being here also.
Yeah.
And it was a great time.
It was.
It really was.
Looking forward to it.
Next time I'll drink something more enjoyable and not just make faces the whole time, but that's neither here nor there. Just thank you both again. This is great.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I just got to do a little bit of an outro here, so I'm gonna drop you guys off the screen. If you want to go, if you want to stay and wait till I'm done, totally up to you. But thank you again. This was great.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Sounds good. Thank you.
See you guys.
See you guys. All right, everybody. That was amazing. I don't even know what to say. It was a great time. If you're not following either of them, Mandie or Sal, Next Morph and House of Gaia Pythons on Instagram, go give them a follow. They're both going to do well. Mandie's already doing great things. Sal's going to be doing great things. Yeah, that's all I got to say. I'm not even going to do a shot to close this out because this sake is so bad. Yeah. All right. Peace, guys. See you next week. Oh, and we got a really fucking awesome guest for next week. You'll see soon. See ya.